if you really want to depend on what your parents send you, if you're Nigerian, please just go to the province because you will die of hunger. Do the men in Manila have sense? Sorry, they are not here. Is Manila what you expected and what's the hype? Cebu was a struggle. You see the remaining things, life is expensive. Hey loves, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, guys, I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys sent me based on moving to Manila. If you're new on my channel, I moved here about 6 months ago, actually a little over 6 months, and I have been getting tons of questions once in a while in my DMs and also like in the comment section of some of my moving vlogs. I put out a question stuff on my Insta story. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do. It's actually essential. On there you get a lot of stuff firsthand. So yeah, I put it out and I asked you guys to send me questions you guys want me to answer so far based off my stay in Manila and all that. And you guys came through with the questions. Thank you so much if you did send it. It's been like so long since these questions came in. I think they came in December and I still haven't been able to film it yet. Guys, life happened. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to answer all of those questions today. Let's go find them. Why did you move to Manila? Okay, firsthand, why I moved here was majorly because of business. Is Manila what you expected and what's the hype? Manila is what I expected. Crazy traffic, people moving mad. Everyone is always moving. Everybody is on the move. Okay, so if you're coming to Manila expecting to come and chill, you could chill, but then everyone is actually on the move. There's crazy traffic here, and the fact that I feel like Cebu is more civilized and people in Cebu speak English better off than people in Manila. In Manila, you could meet somebody that will tell you he doesn't even understand it at all, but in Cebu that rarely happens to me. I mean, I lived in Cebu for a couple years, so I can tell you firsthand that language is such a huge barrier here. I really thought, okay, because Manila was the capital, it was gonna be easier to deal with, but to be honest, it isn't. Is it what's the hype? What hype do you mean? Like making money and all that? Making money, yes. I mean, you would make more money here in Manila, and depending on what you're doing. What's the cost of living? For this, I can't really say. I haven't lived in townhouses here. While in Cebu, I lived in townhouses and I lived in a condo once, so I could say firsthand that so far, if you want me to compare with like the quality of the apartments that I've been getting, I think Manila is actually quite cheaper because you won't get apartments that are this nicely furnished for the prices that I get them in Cebu. So yes, but then also people tell me it's because of COVID, so it could also be that the COVID is an advantage to get cheaper apartments now that are really neat and nicely maintained and well furnished. So should I say, but I would just compare now, to be honest. Here is way more cheaper, but when you talk about cost of living like food and all that, Cebu is cheaper when it comes to food. When it comes to transportation as well, Cebu is cheaper. So yes, I think the only thing that is cheaper here is housing. You see the remaining things, life is expensive. Has the quality of life improved? Would you go back? When it comes to quality of life, yes, I would tell you my life now is way better than my life in Cebu. Cebu was a struggle. It was a struggle, and yeah, I think I'm also grateful to have the kind of support that I have. Not everyone have that kind of support, To be honest, I would say that if you really want to depend on what your parents send you, if you're Nigerian here in Manila, please just go to the province because you will die of hunger. Guy, you will die of hunger. Please just go to the province, okay? Yes, or better still, live in Cebu, which is even a lot more developed. How has settling here been for you? I mean, so far so good. I'm not going to say it's been perfect. No, they've been stumbling blocks. I think you guys know I've already moved like how many times, but yeah, I think it's been nice. I feel like it's what I expected. I didn't expect everything to come on a platter of gold, so yes, it's been rocky, but I'm enjoying the process. Do you regret moving here or you love it here? To be honest, I do not regret moving here. With the kind of support that I have, I think I prefer it here. And also with when it comes to my business, I actually prefer it here. My business is more profitable here than Cebu, if you ask me. Do you ever miss Cebu? If yes, what do you miss? I miss Cebu. I miss the free roads of zero traffic. I miss that there are lots of fun places to go to in Cebu that is not restaurant and bar. Okay, in this Manila, it is just restaurant and bar, restaurant and bar. Like, I want to go to tourist spots, places that are beautiful, that are nicely crafted and all that, but you barely see those kind of things here. Yeah, that's all. Everything here is just hotel. I'm tired, okay? I'm tired, hotel and resort. I want something that is not hotel. There aren't even resorts like that in Manila, to be honest. There are just a few of them. It's mostly hotel, bars and clubs that are here. I mean, I want to be able to go somewhere. You guys know how I used to go out in Cebu, like special places, like really, you know, crafted places. Those are the kind of places that I want to, and sorry, they are not here. Do you regret moving here or do you love it here? I think it's the same question. It's around the same question, Sha. To be honest, it's just a bittersweet feeling, okay? I will tell you, I love some things about Manila and I hate some things about Manila. I just hate that the taxi drivers, you can't just flag down a random taxi and he'll turn on his meter. He's going to want to fix a ridiculous amount, even if you're just going from point A to point B. It's just crazy, okay? That is one thing that I hate about Manila. And another thing that I hate about Manila is that this town is too noisy for my liking. In Cebu is quite calm, chill, quiet. You know, this town is too noisy. Another thing that I hate is the amount of earthquake that I have experienced since I came here. Guy, I am tired because I don't get in Cebu. You probably feel an earthquake once in a year or something, aside from the very drastic one that just happened recently. That's not even an earthquake, that's a typhoon. But here it's like every 2 seconds, you know, they feel earthquake. I don't tire. Okay, yes, so that's something that I hate about here. Another thing I hate is the fact that everybody is trying to cheat you and everything is just expensive. Like, even something that you would expect to be cheap, they'll be calling ridiculous prices. Like, there are things that I'll buy in Cebu for like $100, but here it's like $160. Like, why? You know, but here is the capital, so what did I expect? Do I love it here? Yes, I love it here because of company. I also love it here based off my business. I already said it. I mean, when it comes to my business, God has been good. Someone asked, what do I hate about Manila? I've already answered all of that. Do you think it's okay for someone who is in your line of business to move to Manila? This question is quite broad. The answers are quite broad, so I'll just take it one bit at a time. I think it's okay to move. First of all, you need to know that if you're going into the food business, it is saturated. I mean, every 2 seconds I see new pages popping up. You need to be confident in your craft. You need to perfect your craft. One thing I noticed is that most people who have someone that they already patronize, they really don't want to switch to somebody else except someone comes to give a review about your business. So for me, when I first started, it was tough. Like, I mean, I would not get customers for 2-3 weeks, but I just kept posting, you know. I would cook my own home meal, I would pack them into small plates and still take pictures, just create content and post that to fill up the page. I solely came here for the purpose of event. Actually, I wanted to do more of private catering, like a whole pot of soup, a whole pot of stew, a whole pot of rice. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to go into single plates, but to be honest, nobody wants to buy a pot when they've not tasted your food to know if you're good at it. So I had to come down to doing the solo part. That's the one that sells out faster. Just all you need to do is just push. Tell people, please buy my food, today's food is really nice. And you need to be very active. Like, if somebody texts you now, reply in seconds, because if you don't reply or more, they are pulling up to the next available person. Before you move, perfect your craft, draw a business plan, open a business page, set it up nicely, and be ready to push your brand as much as you can. So just keep pushing, don't give up easily. For me, I'm still struggling in the market because it's like a whole, it's just like I'm new. I won't compare, you know, the audience that I have in Cebu to the audience that I have here. I'm new. To be honest, I feel like if I had moved to Manila 2-3 years back when I was considering moving here, nobody would buy my food. Okay, I feel like I moved at the right time when my meals are now of quality. It is profitable here. I'm sorry, this question is taking so long. It's still profitable here because what I will make here from just one thing, from one is something that if I was in Cebu, yes, I have a larger audience in Cebu, but because of the pricing, I have to cook like 4-5 times to make that gain. But here it's not the same. I could cook once and make that money. Are you now in Manila permanently? No, I'm not here permanently. Racism in Manila, is this something you can bear? To be honest, it depends on your tolerance, because sometimes I feel like I want to punch somebody, but I cannot do that. Okay, the one I can remember was a taxi driver literally telling us come down from his taxi just because he was over speeding, and we told him to calm down, and he told us he was going to drop us. We were literally begging him to lift us, you know, and take us back home because it was about to rain. I mean, it's insane. But the racism here is quite a lot. Do the men in Manila have sense? Oh my goodness, it sure depends on the man that you are following, okay? But people that don't have sense are more than people that have sense. Take it or leave it. Okay, so I think when it comes to this, it depends on how you carry yourself. That will determine the type of people that you attract to you. For me, I have been able to figure that out, and I have, you know, understood how the market goes. So yeah, there are just a few people who would care for you, and there are some people who would just want to treat you like trash. So I think the way you put out yourself will determine the way the person treats you or talks to you, because we all know that the men here, some of them talk to ladies rudely. Are you chilling with the big boys? If you say chilling with the big boys, maybe. Okay, yeah, thank you guys so much for all your questions. I appreciate it. I hope I answered it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Subscribe to me if you're not subscribed yet. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and make sure to leave a comment below. Follow me on Instagram if you're not, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.